today's episode is going to feel a little different, but in the best kind of way. That's my hope for you. So, if you are a Gen X woman, especially one who grew up standing in the checkout line, flipping through like Glamour and Cosmo and Self and O Magazine, this episode is basically a love letter from me to you. And it's honestly a little bit about pulling back the curtain on why I'm writing long form pieces on Substack and why that platform is actually something that matters for the kind of transformation that you want in midlife. See, this is not about me just like adding another platform because I'm bored or have too much time on my hands. Trust me, I don't need more things added to my plate. This is really about who I'm talking to and who I want to be talking to. And the truth is, the women who are most successful in my coaching and mentoring, the ones who completely change their bodies, their mindset, and frankly, their lives, they all have something in common, and it's this: they're thinkers, they're readers, they're the magazine generation, as I call it. And I want to talk about that today a little more deeply than I have in the past, right? So let me start with this. I'm just gonna like go ahead and get this part out of the way, all right? I did not join Substack because I needed like another place to say the exact same things that I say on Instagram or Facebook. If anything, I joined that because I needed a place where I could finally say the things I can't fit into a reel or a carousel or I don't know, 150 character caption. Because the women I mentor, the ones who thrive, they don't want just tips from me. They don't want macros. They don't just want like this eat more protein and lift more kind of advice. They want meaning. They want context. They want to understand why they do what they do. They want to understand the emotional part of midlife that nobody prepared them for. They're the women who email me and say things like, Lori, the weight loss is great, but what's happening inside me is like a bigger deal. How I'm feeling is a bigger deal. And frankly, like long form content, the articles, that's where the deeper part lives. It's my background too. And so Substack is like spot on for that. Not because I needed something new to do, but because you needed the right place where you could slow down, you could think, you could process, reflect, and I don't know, just breathe, right? Let's talk about this whole term, the magazine generation, that I came up with. Because here's what hit me recently. Like, millennials think they invented social media. They think they own the quick, the flashy, the dopamine hits, like, that content that just like wham, wham, wham. And sure, they do it really well. But Gen X women, we grew up in a totally different world. We grew up reading. We grew up buying 5 magazines at the grocery store because one just had skincare in it, and that article, and another one had a quiz, and another one had a 2-page spread on a woman who reinvented her life at, 45, and a byline that hooked us, that drew us in. We grew up clipping recipes and tearing out pages for outfits and saving quotes in drawers. We will, and we still are, I would argue, the women who learn by reading, not by scrolling. We're women who take ideas in, who reflect before we act. We're women who crave substance over stimulation. And here's the big realization: the women who succeed the most in my mentorship programs are the magazine generation women. They're the thoughtful, the intuitive. They want more than just like how to lose weight. They want to understand themselves. They want actual transformation, not just information. And when I write long form, those women show up. They engage, they think, they grow. So Substack is simply the like modern version of sitting on the couch with your magazine and a cup of coffee or a glass of wine, except the articles there actually help you change your life. So does that mean that every woman will love Substack? No. Some women will want quick fixes. Some women still want the 30-second hack that magically melts menopause belly fat. Some women want the illusion of change. I'll just say it without the discomfort of actually having to change. And that is totally fine. I'm not like trying to drag anybody. It's just that they are not my people. My people, you are the ones who can sit with an idea long enough to let it change something in you. You're the woman who reads an article and thinks, oh, that's exactly what I've been doing or thinking. That's why I'm stuck. You're the woman who hears me talk about emotional weight, identity conflict, metabolic shifts, and you don't check out, you lean in. That's the woman I want to talk to. That's who I want to write for. And frankly, that's who my mentorship is designed for. That woman. This is not an easy episode for me. But here's what I know after mentoring hundreds of women over 40 and over 50. The woman who transforms the deepest is usually willing to think the deepest, not obsess, not overanalyze, but really take in the truth where she is and the truth of what's possible for her. Your metabolism does not heal with hacks. Your confidence doesn't rebuild with one good week. Your identity doesn't shift because you started logging your freaking food again. Transformation requires thought, ownership, self-honesty, insight, emotional awareness. That's where long form matters. That's why Substack matters. Because this work is bigger than a reel. This work is about the woman you're becoming. And that deserves more than a 60-second caption for content. It deserves more than a quick dancing reel. So here's what I'll say. If you're the magazine generation woman who still loves to sit with ideas, if you're the woman who is done with surface level health advice, if you are the woman who knows her midlife transformation is both physical and deeply emotional, then I want you with me over on Substack. That's where I'm writing to you. That's where I'm thinking with you. That's where I'm sharing the parts of this journey that don't fit neatly into a social media post on Instagram or Facebook. Because you deserve a place where depth isn't just tolerated, it's actually assumed. I really appreciate you guys listening to me every day, and especially today. And I want to say thank you to every woman who has ripped out a magazine page, who's highlighted a quote, who's underlined a sentence that, I don't know, made her feel understood. You are the heartbeat of everything I do. And this, I don't know, this Substack, it's just like the next chapter. It's the deeper conversation, more long form work for me because I love it. And it's more for you because it's actually super valuable. I'll drop the link in the show notes under this description and you can go there, check it out, and subscribe. It's free. And then every time I write an article, you'll get notified. Thanks for being here again, and I'll see you right back here next time.